Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We are here with week number 26 of the hashtag 52 projects. We are officially halfway through the year, if you can believe that. Um, so we're just gonna jump right into it. Hashtag 52 projects is a weekly project that I bring to you that is 30 minutes or less from start to finish. They're just projects that I find on YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, Google. I make them up, whatever, and whatever I find interesting every week. These are just to kind of keep your crafty mojo flowing. And, if you had to walk away for crafting for whatever reason, you felt overwhelmed, these are quick and easy projects to bring you back into the love of crafting. Plus, most of these projects are really inexpensive, quick and easy things to do for craft fairs if you are a person that does craft fairs. Um, and this week is no different. This week is this gorgeous little top opening box from Sam Donaldson, who is Pootles Papercraft here on YouTube. This box is 3 3/4 by 4.5 tall by 1.5 wide. So it is a good size box. She designed this box for one of her customers. They sell soap. So it's a thick or a tall box, nice and thick. You can put like those little kids card games in there would work, like if you're doing a craft fair. If you're trying to gear it towards kids, you can put coloring sheets and crayons in there. Let me think. Other craft fairs for this one, what I'm going to put is the Mrs. Fields cookies. At the Dollar Tree, they come 3 for $1 and they're individually wrapped. So I figured I would put a cookie in here, one of those packs of apple cider, and then a pack of hot chocolate. And you can decorate the box however you want. And then when you open up inside, you have your goodies. So you could do like the note card size cards and some envelopes and some, mini pens, or, the possibilities are endless. This is a great size box. So let's go ahead and make it. You do need a piece of paper that is 8 by 11. And make sure that your paper is a little bit thick. This is I think this is 80-pound cardstock. The 65 will work if you're putting something thin in it, like maybe a handmade ornament or something like that, or just like some chocolates and stuff. You could fit a full-size Kit Kat in there, probably 2 full-size Kit Kats in there. So if you're just doing something thin and light, then you can use the 65-pound weight. But if you're going to use it for something a little heavier, or you want it to last a little longer than just a stocking stuffer, I would use the thicker cardstock. Okay, so we are going to put the long side up and then the top, and we are going to score at, I can't get everything in frame, so hopefully you wrote it down. All right, so on the long side at the top, we're going to score at 1.5. We're going to score at 5.25, 6.75, and 10.5. Okay, we're going to rotate it to the right, so that way your smaller score mark is down here on the bottom. And we're going to score at 1.5, 6, and 7.5. Okay, so you should have something that looks like that. I'll put that in there while I'm putting this away so you can write down your measurements. Long side 1.5, 5.25, 6.75, 10.5. Short side 1.5, 6, and 7.5. Okay, perfect. All right, so we need to do some cutting. So get your scissors out. We need to make a few tabs and whatnot. Let's go ahead and varnish So I'm going to burnish mine so that way the score lines are the 1/2 inch to the right and the top. It doesn't, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but when I follow a tutorial, I like to have my paper the exact same way as how the person who's doing the tutorial is, so that way I don't get confused as to what cuts to make. I don't have to think, oh, well, my paper's on the other side, so I have to do it backwards. This is too much. Okay. All right, let's get these lines nice and crisp. Use your bone folder, credit card, squeegee tool thing, whatever you have to make these lines nice and crisp. Okay. So again, I have my paper to where the 1/2 inch is on the top and the left this time. So we're gonna do some cutting at the bottom. We're gonna cut up this score line here, this score line there, this score line. Sorry, my lines are not straight. And we need to go ahead and cut this entire long rectangle off. I can cut better than I can draw, so. And for me, I like to cut the entire score line out. So, and I'll show you what I mean in just a second. So the score line is like bumpy, and so I cut on either side of the score line. And it just takes out that extra little bulk piece. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that, but that's just something that I like to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that to all of it. I know, you guys, my camera is so weird. The autofocus is off, I promise. But as you can see, it's still autofocus. And I know that's a complaint of a lot of people, but I don't get paid to do this. So, you know, it happens. There's nothing I can do about it. I've tried everything. Okay, so I just went ahead and did that. So your paper should look a little like this. You know, we cut up the score lines, we cut that little box off. Now we need to work on the top, okay? So the top, what we need to do is we need to get rid of this entire small rectangle here, okay? We're gonna go ahead and get rid of this entire panel. So everything from here to here to here, here, all this is gone. This whole entire thing, okay? We need to get rid of this rectangle, and we need to get rid of this rectangle here and this little square there, okay? That's what we need to get rid of. So let's go ahead and work on it from the top. And I'm just going to go ahead because I know I'm cutting off this whole entire piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off. And I'm going to cut this over here like so, because I already knew that needed to go. We need to go ahead and get rid of this rectangle here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. You can use your paper trimmer if you feel, you know, a little better than using your scissors, but that's okay. I don't mind using my scissors. All right, we need to get rid of this square and rectangle. Okay. So there you have it. It should look like this. And I forgot one more cut. We need to go ahead and make this a tab. So go ahead and cut up that score line there to make it into 2 different tabs. Okay. So here we go. 1. Like I said, I cut out the whole score line. So okay. So let's turn it right side up. and it should look like this. Okay. So now what you want to do is go ahead and turn it over, and you want to decorate your panels. It's just easier. I mean, you could do, obviously you can do it when you make it into a box, but it's easier to decorate it as is. I did my panels just one tick mark smaller than the measurement, and the measurement is 3 3/4 by 4 1/2. So I like to have that little tiny border around. So that's just how I did mine, and I inked the edges. You can do your panels however you want. I wasn't going to decorate this box, but I figured, you know, we have plenty of time, so let's just go ahead and do it really quickly. I'll show you so you can see from start to finish. The box size again is 3 3/4. So I just do it the 1/8 of an inch smaller by 4 1/2. So I will just do it at, what is that, 3 5 or 4 5/8 or something like that. If you don't want to math, you can, you know, do your measurements exact or however you want to do it. This is just how I do it. Okay, perfect. And we're gonna see if, yep, that top piece is 1 1/2. So I'm just gonna go slightly smaller than 1 1/2 on mine, so I can have a top piece. And now I just need to make the side pieces, which are 1 1/2 by 4 1/2. So I'm just going to cut mine slightly smaller than 1 1/2 and slightly smaller than 4 1/2. So you can have a side piece, and then I need to do the other one the same. You know, play around with your measurements what you like. I think Sam did hers 1/4 of an inch difference all around. If you like that much border, then go for it. I don't like that much border, so, and some people don't like border at all, so it's up to you. It's a little bit easier to mat your pieces while your box is flat. Obviously you can do it when it's put together, but it's just a little bit easier. This is gold foil paper, or gold. It's red foil paper, so I'm going to use my score tape to put this down. Sometimes the glue just doesn't adhere very well to the foil paper. But that's just the paper collection I had enough scraps of, so I just grabbed it. And I didn't even go all the way to the edge, but that's okay. It will be fine. All right. Make sure you have your direction if you're using directional paper, so that way your box is not crooked. I mean, if you mess up that part, obviously you could just make your bottom the top and just cut out a panel. It's not gonna be that big of a deal if you put it on the wrong side and have to cut the bottom. It's okay. You just won't have a bottom panel, but nobody will know but you. So, you know, if you watching TV or whatever, you know, you're not paying attention, it's okay. You can save it. You don't have to throw away the whole box. You'll be fine. Just, you know, you just have to do some alterations. All right, so there's that, and that, and that, and that. Okay, so cute little hearts. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do my panels. Because I'm not using the foil side, I'm just going to go ahead and go with glue. Well, I think I'm going to go with glue. I lost my whole tube of glue somewhere. I hope it's not like flipped over somewhere. You know, getting glue all over a completed project or something. Okay, so let's go ahead and line our panels up on the sides. And top and bottom. Okay, perfect. And this next panel real quick. All right. Perfect. All right. Oh, and then our top. Now, this is, if your paper is directional for your top panel, you need to decide if you want your, which way you want your direction. I wanted my directions to go like this, so when I am about to open the box, I can see the little fox, and then I open it that way. Or you can turn the fox around, and then, you know, it'll be the other direction. So I don't think it's going to really matter if you put it the wrong way, but just choose your way first. What you like first, I guess. All right. So here we go. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and corner round my closing flap. I'm going to use my 1/4 inch corner chomper to do that. Okay, and the other side real quick. All right, so that's done. Now we just need to add our adhesive here. I am going to take just a tiny, tiny miter of a sliver off my tabs. Just like that. I'm just going to use score tape. You can use wet glue. I'm going to peel that. Take the overhang off. I'm just going to flip the whole thing over. Put that little piece in there, and then you should be able to just fold it and go. See how I didn't even fuss, and it lined up perfectly. Okay. So now we need to go ahead and set up our box. Obviously, this is our top, and this is the bottom. So you need to decide if you want your bottom flap facing, you know, which one do you want on top? Do you want it facing the back, or do you want it facing the front? It doesn't really matter, but I know some people, it does matter to them. For me, it doesn't matter. I just glue it down. It doesn't matter to me. Which flap is on top and which one's on bottom. Don't matter to me. All right, so just glue your bottom together like so. Now, see how your top fits snugly and it's perfect and you're ready to go. This box, I decided that I was going to be fancy with the flaps, and I cut them and I rounded the corners. But when I did that, look, my box doesn't stay shut because there's not enough flaps to hold. It's not enough of the flap to hold it shut. So it pops up unless you like push it in, and now it has like a little gap. But if you want your box to work perfectly, don't cut your flaps. Leave them alone. They're fine. And that holds your box in perfectly. See? Same thing, I did it here. I left my flaps alone. And guess what? My box closes snugly. Yeah, so leave your flaps alone. You can put like the little finger pull if you want inside your box, like right here. You know, cut out that little circle. I don't know how it's going to affect your little flap thing, but it's up to you. But there you have it. They look like cereal boxes. Alright guys, well I hope you do this project, and I hope you do some of the other 52 projects and follow along. And thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for your support.